What's up, marketers? It has been so long since I've said that. I've truly missed you all. I know that I haven't posted in over a month, and to be honest, a lot has changed since then. I've moved back home, I got a new apartment, and in many ways I feel like I'm starting over again. I'm still at thesis, work is still going well, but I definitely needed a break from YouTube. But I'm really happy to be back and to be pushing out more content than ever. So we will be meeting here every single Sunday for the foreseeable future. I also wanted to say that I really appreciated all of your comments and all of your tweets asking how I was. I felt really supported by this community, even when I know that I needed a break from making the content. So I appreciate you all so much. So for today's video, we're going to be doing something a little different that is actually inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers. So be sure to check out his video in the description bar below. Today, we're going to talk about the 4 reasons why you should not become a media buyer. That is someone who buys advertisements on Facebook ads, Snapchat ads, TikTok ads, Google ads, all of the ad buying platforms. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I know many of you are media buyers or you want to become media buyers. And while I love my career, it is not easy. I am incredibly familiar with a lack of work-life balance, burnout, and yet I feel like most of the content that I see about becoming a media buyer or starting SMMA is all about the positives, the money that you can make, the flexible lifestyle. So I actually want to dispel some of those common misconceptions about what it's actually like to be a media buyer. So number 1 is don't do it because it seems easy to learn. Now, while I do think certain technical aspects of learning the ad buying platforms is quite simple to learn, marketing itself is not easy to learn. It requires a lot of research, a lot of thought, and frankly, a lot of failure to get it right. And I feel like on YouTube, I see a lot of gurus put forward these super templated ideas or approaches that make it seem like this platform is really easy to learn, or that marketing itself is even easy to learn overnight. And in practice, this is really not the case, especially in light of all the data privacy changes and the lack of data that is now at our disposal. I feel as though I am leaning more and more on traditional best practices as it relates to marketing in general. So like knowing your customer, knowing your product, and just trying to figure out what makes them tick. So if you're now trying to learn this platform because it seems like an easy way to make money, I can confidently say that those days are over. And the second reason why you shouldn't become a media buyer is you shouldn't do it for the glory, because everything is always going to be your fault. Now, a massive downside of being a media buyer is when results aren't going well, I feel like a lot of the blame is always placed on the media buyer. And the reason why that is because we are really expected to do a lot with a single advertisement. We're expected to attract attention, drive the click, and drive the sale. Which if you think about it, is kind of wild because you're just showing up in someone's Instagram or Facebook and you're expected to do all of that. So what I've noticed over the last few years is that when things start to go wrong, the blame is almost squarely put on the media buying team. And I have 2 major thoughts about this. And number 1 is that the main function of paid social advertising is to add fuel to the fire. So paid social advertising is going to work really well for you if you already have product market fit, a solid retention plan, and your conversion rate is solid on your website. Or it's going to highlight a lot of problems. And because of that, I feel like as media buyers, we are expected to have a really wide range of marketing knowledge that is not necessarily expected of other types of digital marketers, and that is because we ultimately drive the revenue. Sorry, email. Just kidding. Love you. Now, the second thought that I have about this is actually something that a mentor recently said to me that was about the Mad Men era versus the today times in terms of advertising. And it's this: Don Draper got 2 weeks to work on a single print ad, and in the same amount of time, media buyers are expected to do 50 video ads. So now, number 3 is don't do it for the flexibility because you are always on call. So yes, you can technically media buy from anywhere in the world. I have personally worked on about 5 continents and even spent several years of my career working as a digital nomad. But the reality is that as a media buyer, you are always on call for your clients. And there are also certain times of the year where you are literally working around the clock. Do we remember the Black Friday Cyber Monday video? And as as you begin to move up in the industry, you are not working a 9 to 5. The hours are long and incredibly consuming. And if I'm being honest, while I have spent a lot of my time traveling and I've been able to work in these really beautiful places, I have spent a lot more of my time working and not actually traveling and being. And there have definitely been months, I would go on saying probably years, where I saw way more of the inside of an apartment or Airbnb than I really saw of the town that I was living in. And personally, for a while, I really thrived in that. But I did get burnt out on that lifestyle, which is actually part of the reason why I decided I wanted to move back home, because I was incapable of maintaining my career while also traveling full time. Now, number 4 is probably going to be the most controversial, which is don't do it for the money. The best media buyers are the ones who have an obsessive interest in people and product and in marketing. And the ones who end up doing it for money never end up sticking it out. And that's because this type of career involves a lot of craziness. Now, with all that said, I do recognize that this sort of remote lifestyle and even this career itself has the potential to be a great equalizer for people who haven't had as many opportunities. Because the reality is like, you don't need to be from a Western country. You do not need to have a marketing degree. You don't even really need to have a degree at all to become successful in this. But I can always spot the people who I think are doing it for cash. And the reality is there's millions of ways you can make money. And there's thousands of ways that you can make money online. And I think that the people who have aligned their interests already organically with this type of career are the ones that are going to be the most satisfied from it. I don't know. To be honest, I feel a little weird talking about this one because I recognize that I have a lot of privilege in this position. I recognize that I'm from the United States. I went to college. I've been living in and out of New York City for the last 10 years, and that has provided a lot of opportunities that just aren't present to other people, which is part of the reason why I do love this career. I do think that this career path provides a big opportunity for people who maybe didn't have the same opportunities as myself, and I don't want to gatekeep that. But I think that for a lot of young media buyers I am meeting and speaking with, and ones that are like starting up SMMA, I like worry about, I don't want this career path to be seen as like the next MLM, which in some ways it feels like it is sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. Actually, like, fight me in the comments a little bit. I'm really curious about how this video is gonna like go over, especially since it's my first one back and it feels like a bit of a negative one. But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy to be back. It's been really cool sitting in front of the camera this evening, and I'm really excited to push out more content for you guys and to like do up the apartment so that I can have like an authentic YouTube background and whatnot. And that's it. Missed you a lot. See you later. Bye.